Morning, mathematicians! Hope you had a good night last night. I went home to discover that my wife had already bought eggs and I had gone out to buy another whole set of eggs because we keep our groceries, if we don't need to put it in the fridge, we put it in the laundry to quarantine it for a few days so that if there is any virus or germs on it, then it will all die off while we leave it over there. But she had a box of eggs in there that I did not know about. So now we have double all the eggs. Looks like I'm going around throwing eggs at people. Now, great work yesterday. I saw heaps of people using the strategy. Very impressive. I want to just make one thing a little bit clearer. People are breaking down. Looks like that's not super visible, hey? I suppose it's not too bad. That's a bit better. When people are breaking down the factors, they're breaking it down in the right way. They're finding two things that multiply together to make that number. There we go. Hopefully that's a bit better, and I'll just leave out the bottom box. So they're breaking it down in the right way. They're breaking it down into egg and shells. So for example, 15, they're looking for a 5. Oh, whoops, I did it the other way around, didn't I, yesterday? Eggs are green, like green eggs and ham. And the shell, they've broken it down into the egg and the shell. That's right. But then on the other one, when they break it down into egg and shell, this might be you. They're not looking for those 2 and 5 factors, which are the best ones to choose, because multiplying by 10 down the bottom, because 2 times 5 is 10, multiplying by 10 down the bottom is way easier than multiplying by anything else. So some people were doing a bit of stuff like this. They might do 18, that breaks down into 6 and 3. And it's right. It is right, it's just not going to be as easy to multiply once we mix them all back together. Let me show you what I mean. So say I do 6 times 5, put the eggs together, and then we're going to mix the shells together. Do you know, yesterday I had to get rid of all the eggs and the shells, and I didn't want to pour it down the sink because it had all the shells in it, and so I thought it might get clogged or something. So I was going to throw it on the garden bed, and so I put it on the vines just outside here on the veranda, and it just all glooped. I thought it would just like go onto the ground, but it all just like glooped onto the vine and just sat there, and I was like, oh no! So hopefully it rains and washes away a bit of the egg, otherwise we might have some very happy birds outside. And we got 3 times 3. So we put the eggs together, we've made them friends, the shells are friends as well. So 6 times 5 is 30, and 3 times 3 is 9. So now we've got 30 times 9, which is doable, that's fine, but it's not as easy as 10 times something. So that's why I recommend you make the factors that you're looking for a 5 and a 2. The egg should be a 5 and a 2. 30 times 9 is 270. Let's remember that, and we'll do it again, but this time we're looking for the 2 is the other egg factor. So let's make this 2, green eggs and ham. That would make this other factor 9, because 2 times 9 equals 18. Then, when we mix the eggs together, we get 10. Always looking for 10. 2 and 5 should always be the factors for the eggs. And then 9 times 3. So we've now got 10 times 270. 10 times 27, which is way easier to do than 9 times 30. So always look for the 2 and 5 eggs. Hope that makes sense here, 5. I will let you get on with your work. And if you have any questions, you can jump into the Zoom help meeting, which I'll put up. Otherwise, you can post your question in the forum so everybody can see. I think that's all I need to tell you. Let me just check. Yeah, I think that's it. Okay, good stuff, mathematicians. Just a quick video for today. And no eggs. I'll have to throw them at somebody instead, because we've got extra now. Extra? Gotcha. Remember, you're looking for a 2 and a 5. The egg must be a 2 or a 5 so that you can make 10 down here. Okay, thanks for your 5. Off you go.